My biggest gaming achievement ever. Yes, this week I managed to actually clear the Epic of Alexander Ultimate. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god.
Zepla's the next jail.
I need to get in the truck.
Not that one. The white ribbon is stuck, white ribbon is stuck.
Room's in it, room's in it, room's in it, room's in it. I'm in this one, I'm in this one.
Oh, we got it.
Is this
We
the
got
fucking
it. Oh my god!
the Alexander thing?
Oh
Yeah, it looks like it.
First Mondays, that is a
Damn.
Oh my
Damn,
god.
bro. Like, I'm gonna do that.
What a journey this has been. I cannot
That's a
believe
lot.
that actually happened.
That's a whole fucking
It took
lot.
about 70 hours of prog, I would say, maybe a little more. And it has definitely been the most intense, most fun experience I've had in a game. And it was equally terrifying and fun. Like both of those things at the same time. They say the part of your brain that processes being excited also processes being anxious.
I'm gonna beat that fight, by the way. Like, my goal before Endwalker comes out is to beat all the fights. Like, I'm gonna beat every ultimate fight. That's my goal. I'm not kidding. That's like, y'all cap that, but it's gonna happen.
And it was very much, that's where I thrive.
It will.
Like,
It
that's
will
where
happen.
I find the most enjoyment is when I'm like also afraid a little bit. Like that's the thrill-seeking behavior that I do. So
I'm not much of a thrill
yeah, I
seeker.
actually did attempt it not long after it had originally released, and I went in with a different group, and we were struggling. Like the first time that I went in with that other group, we did not manage to clear Living Liquid, and we were on it for like a month. I got really discouraged
Jesus.
and disheartened, and I thought, well, maybe I just can't handle this. Like maybe it's just
That's
not
a
gonna be something
month
that
on
I
the
will
first
even enjoy.
phase?
That was something that kind of put me off it and made me
Holy
not want
fuck.
to prog it again. I had actually, after that experience, that was very, very terrible.
That sounds like my guild.
I was like, I don't think I'm gonna
No wonder
be
she
doing
quit.
Ultimate anymore. Like, I just don't think that this is fun for me. This is way too punishing,
Yeah.
and I'm not having a good time. But went back in, and maybe it just helped that I had a lot more Savage experience under my belt. I mean, this was the first expansion where I cleared every Savage fight, so I was
I'm gonna
maybe
do
more
that too.
prepared this time.
I wanna
that
beat
We
everything.
went in, and it helped that there were 3 people in my group who did
Doubters
clear
will be
before.
rebuked.
So we had some people that were more experienced,
Wait,
and I think
just
that
wait
did
and
help
see.
a lot. I'm just sort of kicking myself right now for telling myself that I would hate Ultimate, that this was going to be, like, here's how I had built up Ultimate in my mind, right? I had told myself, this is going to be taking up so much of your time, and this is going to prevent you from having any fun at all, and you are not going to be able to even, like, do a good stream. Like, you're not even going to be able to pay attention to the chat. You're not going to be able
Yeah.
to talk about anything. This is going to consume you, mind, body, and soul.
It's true. That's
and
very
nothing
true.
else will exist outside of this. And you're going to be trapped in this arena for, like, who knows how long. And it's going to be so punishing. And you might make a mistake because you don't have a very good attention span. Like, I had built up all of this crap for myself, like, of all these, like, honestly, things that ended up not being true at all. But I
I
noticed,
feel like, in a way, the way that I raid lead and shit like that does definitely make it more exciting and make it more fun. Because, like, I take it seriously, but I don't take it seriously enough to where I don't have fun with it. Like, my goal is to make sure that the raid and the content is fun for the viewer. Like, that's my number one.
noticed that even after a couple of
I've
raid
always been
nights,
like
2 or
that,
3
dude.
raid
That's what I
nights,
try to go
just
for.
getting through the first part, I realized this is actually pretty fun. I like doing this. It's a good
Yeah.
time. I can tell you that I thoroughly enjoyed the journey. The journey has been just as fun as the achievement of actually clearing the fight.
Fuck that. I want
Oh
the
my God.
transmog.
We got it.
That's gonna be me, by the way. Yeah, this is gonna be me. I want y'all to understand. It's like, this is gonna be me.
I will be posting the VOD of the clear here
That's
on
gonna be
YouTube.
me.
I don't know if it's going to be out before or after this video
Yep.
goes up, but I definitely was not playing my best in this video. Like, I wouldn't necessarily copy what I'm doing in the video because there was so much panic. Like, I'm trying to keep my cool in the video. I'm like,
That's what happens with a
trying
lot
to
of
seem
people.
like I'm
On,
calm
like,
and
first
cool and
kills.
collected. But internally, I'm just like,
That's what happens with me. It's like, whenever I'm doing a boss in Dark Souls, Like, y'all have seen this happen, right? Where, like, I'll have such a really, really good pull, like, on my first or second pull, and then it'll just go, and, like, all the rest of my pulls are garbage. Because I'll be like, there'll be so much fucking adrenaline that, like, my brain will be short-circuited. And the only time that I kill the boss is whenever I'm, like, fine. Like, I'm not even happy by the time I kill it. Because I'm like, oh, finally, this fucking ass shit happened, like, 2 hours ago, right? And it's the same thing with WoW. Like, people in WoW, on, like, the last 10% of health of a new boss fight that they're about to kill, bro, they turn into Pokemon. Like, they start just casting out all of their abilities. They start saying what they're doing in voice chat. Like, oh, I'm using Mortal Strike. Bitch, shut the fuck up and just play the game. Like, to me, it's so annoying. Like, I have to be a raid leader and deal with this shit. There's nothing that's more stressful than that. Yeah, they tunnel vision, man. It was so bad.
Another thing, you might also, if you watch the VOD, you might also find it a little weird that our group did not have callouts. I don't really know how this happened. And I think that it is not normal for us to have so few callouts throughout the fight. But I guess in the case of Ultimate, it is more or less understandable. Yeah, you might hear some callouts in the final phase because you really need them there. Like it's going to be much harder if you don't have the callouts for like things like stillness, where your character has.
I used to love that. In my like my favorite raids were the ones where I would join the raid. I would never join Discord. I would just do the raid. And then I would leave the raid without talking to anybody. And everybody would just join up and do the fight right and not fuck it up. Just, okay, we're going to get together. We're going to do the same thing we've been doing for 6 months. All right, we did it. Good, I'm gone. That's it. It was great.
To be completely
Mythic
still.
LFR.
No animations at all. Like, you have to react to that very quickly.
Yeah.
Or motion, which is the opposite. You got to be, like, bouncing around or you'll die. So we needed callouts for those things, but you might find it odd that we didn't have callouts for the majority of the fight. And what I wanted to say was that in Ultimate, it kind of makes sense because each player has so much personal responsibility at every minute of the fight.
Yeah, you can't tell everybody
pretty much every
everything
second of the fight. If one player makes a slightly wrong move, it can mean a wipe for the whole group.
And this is like a 16-minute thing,
I think that was one of
isn't
the
it?
things that made
God
through
damn.
this so punishing and so difficult, because the further you get into the fight and you need to practice like the final phase, you still have to have really solid consistency on the previous phases to actually make
like
it
some
to
WoW
the final
fights like
phase,
that too.
to practice that final phase. And that's when it starts to get really, really frustrating and really just like mentally taxing. There's a lot of mental stamina that you need to make it through these very long pulls, because I think
that's what thing people don't realize is like you have to maintain that focus for so long, bro. That shit wears you out.
The fight in its entirety is about 19 minutes long, something like that, 18 or 19 minutes long. And so because of that, it's like you start to get a little comfortable on the previous phases, and then they just kick you in the ass, and it feels terrible.
You're not focused up.
You're trying to learn phase 4, and here you are dying on phase 1. You know, and then you get more frustrated, you get more tired, and it's like, so we definitely did have nights where it felt like we were just not getting anywhere at all. I'm really fortunate that I had such a supportive and chill group to do this fight with, because I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that I would have been able to remain calm
for me
enough to maintain my focus during the fight if everyone in the group had not been so chill and so nice and so patient, because there were definitely nights where I was like responsible for the majority of wipes that we had. There were nights when I just made the same stupid mistakes over and over, like on limit cut. There were times when like I got the 3 marker on my head.
See, like, I'm okay with that. The thing is, to me, like, I'm okay with people that make mistakes, but like the one thing that really tilts the fuck out of me is whenever somebody makes a mistake and then it's someone else's fault. Like, it's somebody else caused that to happen. Like, it's like, oh, well, it's not me. It's not that. It's some other fucking bullshit. And that's what really annoys the shit out of me. Like, those are the people that I hate to raid with. Yeah, like somebody standing in the fire. Where are the heals? You know, something like that. Yeah, abso-fucking-lutely. Like, that annoys the shit out of me. And, like, those are the people that I don't want to raid with. But if somebody does something really stupid and they say, hey, that was me, I made a mistake, I'm sorry, I won't do that again. And even if they do it again, it's like, whatever, right? But at least they know what they're doing wrong.
And there's a specific spot where you need to stop. And I would just keep going past it and they'd be like, oh no, and like kill everybody. That happened a lot. Other side.
Too far. Here.
What? What? But none of these times did the group get upset with me. Did they scream at me? Were they rude to me? And I am incredibly grateful for that. And I just hope that if you're considering doing Ultimate, if you look for a group, you're playing with the group, and people are not acting that way, there's no excuse for it. Because you don't need to act that way to get a clear. You're just actually making people stressed out, and I think it is detrimental to your progress. One thing that I saw a lot of WoW players comment on, people that were watching my stream, was that, oh, it's so nice, like how quickly you can recover from a wipe. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's easier to not get super tilted when somebody wipes the group. Because after a wipe, you're just like, okay, we're back at it. You jump right back into the fight.
Because like, bro, like if you wipe in classic WoW, you log off till next week, man. Like I'm not gonna raid without world buffs. What about my parse? What if I get a blue parse? Then everybody's gonna make fun of me. They think I'm a loser. Now I'm a loser. Like you have to do, like, yeah, imagine that, a green parse, imagine that. It's nuts, man. Kick after 2 mistakes, yeah.
You don't have to like run back all the way from the start. You don't have to like, oh, now we all have our food is gone. We have to put the food table back up. You don't have to worry about any of that. It's like, oh, we wiped, okay, let's start over. For me, I think the most terrifying mechanic of the fight was Wormhole. And I was streaming it, and I remember I had a number where all I had to do was I noticed I have number 3.
Because of the worm,
so I go to the spot. I wait for Brute Justice to jump on my head. I press arm's length, and then I move ahead a little bit towards the wall.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh, I should have been looking out. And like, someone in the stream chat was like, "Oh, that's it. You just move towards the wall. It looks like a really simple mechanic." And I guess it does. But
the thing with these fights is like each individual mechanic is not hard. Like you could teach a monkey to do each individual mechanic, but it's doing each individual mechanic while doing your rotation, while doing all the other mechanics in order. Over and over and over. That's really what it is. That's what the challenge is. It's the team accomplishment. It's the amount of them that you have to know. It's like the fight that we're doing, right? The Neil, whatever the fuck his name is, her name is. That fight is not really that hard. Each individual mechanic is not hard, but just having to put all of them together and know all of them, that's a fucking lot.
It just there's a lot of precision there and a lot of nuance that you don't see. But even me saying it out loud, it seems like that it couldn't be easier. There's nothing easier than that. Why is Wormhole so terrifying?
You just kill the boss. It's dead. That's it. It's easy.
Let me try to explain. I mean, you could get any number. You might not always get 3, and you
just kill the boss.
Numbers can make you do different things. And maybe it's just that you're like so far ahead in the fight that there is a lot of pressure. And so the further you get in the fight, the more scary it is to make a huge mistake and ruin everyone's day. So maybe it's just like that mechanic wouldn't be so scary if it was in phase 1, right? But it's really scary because it's in phase 3, near the end of phase 3. If you're thinking about getting into Ultimate, you should clear the current Savage tier first.
I'm gonna do that.
That's step 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. It'd be easy.
Not just clear it, but do your best to perform to the best of your ability.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
And I don't know if you'll need like an abacus to to do that, to figure out what your damage is like. Maybe Stone Sky Sea, because I don't know of any other way. But you want to like try to do the Savage
I'm not worried
tier,
about it.
Do a good job, and then look at your local data center Discord for people that are recruiting there. You might want to.
I will be recruiting for big dicks whenever I start doing the Ultimate fights. I want those to be the other ones the last ones I do. But I will actually be looking for some big dicks to do the Ultimate fights with me. Do all Savages? I'll do all of them, man. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, to me, I love doing fights that are hard. And I love doing them whenever it's like, I don't have to worry about a bunch of other people fucking up. Like, that's one thing that tilts the fuck out of me with WoW. Is like, if somebody, like, we used to have, like, in my guild, right? Because we weren't, like, a really good guy. I gotta take a piss in a minute. But, like, we weren't, like, a really good guild. We were just alright. And my guild, there was always, like, 3 morons that would just make everything take so much longer, dude. And it's like, I quit raiding because I turned into one of them because I wasn't paying attention enough. I was like, man, I'm not gonna complete this cycle, bro. I'm gonna walk out into the sunset. I'm gonna say fuck this because I used to mess everything up. Yeah, it used to be me, or it was me in fucking Old Deer. I'll be right back. I thought of something. I was thinking while I was taking a piss. I was thinking to myself. I was like, how much of a bitch McConnell is. I really was thinking about that because it's like he could be in the raids with me and we could be doing these raids together. But he's sitting over there, Grand Theft Auto, pretending to be like, he probably spends more hours pretending to be a police officer than police officers pretend to be a police officer. You see what I'm saying? Like, are you kidding me, man?
Look in as many places as possible and look everywhere. You know, I know the Reddit, Final Fantasy 14 subreddit Discord has recruitment channels too.
That's
so,
cool.
I mean, the more places you look, the more chances that you're going to find what you're looking for. I think now is a really good time to get into Ultimate because we're waiting for Endwalker. And, well, first you'll need to clear the Savage Tier if you haven't done that. So
I'm going to do that.
Keep you kind of busy for some time. And, we have the new Ultimate raid coming in 6.1. So that's the Dragon Song War Ultimate that we're all looking forward to. That is coming in the first major patch after Endwalker drops. And so you will be ready for that then. Like now that I've cleared T, I have been setting my sights on like what's the next Ultimate I want to do. Like
I like how y'all say this shit about how Asmon can't do it. Meanwhile, I can literally go back and raid lead something from like 13-year-old content. Remember all of the mechanics perfectly. Tell everybody exactly what to do. And then do it right myself while streaming and raid leading. And somehow, I don't fucking know how it works. Somehow, I'm not going to be able to figure it out.
I honestly, one of the main reasons I decided to do T in spite of my reservations was because I wanted the weapon. The weapon looks amazing. I finally got my dancer weapon. It looks really good.
That does look cool.
It's awesome. But now that I've got my weapon, I want to do more ultimates just for the experience because I had so much fun clearing T, and I'm looking forward to clearing it again to get more weapons. Like the Dragoon weapon looks really nice. Next one I go for will probably be Uwu, and
what's Uwu?
Ukab I'll save for last. By far the most epic, insane, adrenaline rush. Crazy,
like a real
crazy, thing? Like high. I'm still feeling like I'm
Ultimate
on this
weapon,
high
ultimate.
From clearing Ultimate, and I hope that more people will
really?
give
Can
it
I
a
do
try. I
that?
noticed that not very many people have cleared this fight, and that's a shame. I think more people are capable of it than they realize. You just need patience. You just need to go in with the right attitude. I hope you like this video. It's just a quick chat about my experiences with Ultimate so far, and hopefully I'll be able to do another one when I clear future ultimates, possibly. Thank you for watching, and of course, as always, if you enjoyed
Huge
the videos
congrats
that
to
I
her
make,
for clearing
consider
that.
supporting this
Like,
channel
that's
on
crazy.
Patreon or on Twitch. You can also support the channel for free
Bro.
by clicking the subscribe button or by sharing this video.
I wanna do that.
Warriors of Light. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
I want to do that fight. How long is the fight? 23 minutes. Gotta get past Heaven's Wards first. All right.